back block, and that's
the guy that throws his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City.
What is up? Welcome back, everybody. Appreciate you all for stopping through. What's up, JD? What's up, Daniel? Good to see you guys back in the live show here. We truly appreciate everybody stopping through. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. And also follow us on TikTok, Facebook, X, all those places that you can find our content each and every single day. I don't know what I did. I must have logged into my different EV Mux account because I got like some EV Mux logo in the background. It said like not a paid account or something. I'm like, oh geez, I don't know. So I must have logged into the wrong one. It is what it is. But anyway, here we are. What's up, James? Good to see you. We're gonna do a little bit of a deep dive here on the pre-training camp, breakdown of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kind of dive into what this offseason's all been about here. What, July 20 something, 23rd, something like that. I don't know. Here at the end of the month, the Steelers will be back up in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. It's July 20 something. So I can't. Oh my Lord, we got a super chat coming in already. My Lord, what a great super chat to start things off, man. Thank you, Z. Wow, what an amazing super chat. Thank you, man. Let's go Steelers from Z. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate that. You get another round of applause, my friend. Thank you. Super chats are always open, and that one was very much appreciated and very much welcomed. We truly appreciate that. Bright and early. My Floyd is Pink. What's up? How are you, man? Daniel Warman, he says, "Hey Jason, do you think Aaron Rodgers announcing his retirement will bring unwanted attention to the locker room?" No, and I think it's kind of one of those things that everybody kind of knows. You know, Daniel, it's one of those things that it is what it is. He's said it before, kind of deal, almost too. I think in New York. Or with New Jersey Jets. I think he said something similar like, hey, this is kind of it, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I just don't think that it has any type of bearing on what will happen here. I think what it could do is motivate the football team to want to do something for him. Maybe bend their back or break their backs for Aaron and try to get him involved in and get him that last chance at a Lombardi Trophy and get him something. That he's been chasing now for quite some time since he beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl and was Super Bowl MVP, man. Jason, you gonna make a trip to St. Vincent's? Absolutely, James. Absolutely, man. Actually, have 5 days scheduled up there. I don't know if I'll go to all of them or not, but I do have 5 days scheduled up there. If we could get the channel up, to where I can make this thing my full-time gig, I'll go up there every single day. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be up there all 5 days, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to do some things. One nice thing about what I do here is I'm not chained to the Steelers. I don't have to follow all their like little rules and things. So whatever I get and put out there, it is what it is. And I'm not shy. I'll run around there filming shit. I don't mind. So it is what it is. What's up, my Florida's Pinkies? Yeah, I already read that one. Good to see you guys again. We've not been live for about a week, but guys, this is the dead period of the football season, and we're about over with it. Isn't that awesome? We're about to dive into some real football here, and that has to be truly exciting if you're a Steelers fan, and especially with this off season that the Steelers have had. And signing T.J. Watt still is a priority. That's got to be done, and I think it will be done. Um, I think the Steelers also have some other things that need to be done. And Mike Tomlin's at the center of this. And this was the big thing that I said before last season. When Mike Tomlin was embarking on the training camp sessions last year, I was really adamant about Mike Tomlin stopping the micromanaging, stop putting his thumb over everything there. And I think that's going to be a very important thing also here again in 2025. It has to happen. And I get he's stuck in his ways. I get it. He's a very long tenured coach, the longest in the NFL, I do believe, with one team. I don't know of anybody else that's been with their team as long as Mike Tomlin, but he's got to make some changes. He really does. And the changes I'm talking about are let Terrell Austin be the defensive coordinator and allow him to make the calls and the decisions, not Mike Tomlin. And I know a lot of you think that that's not the case, that Mike Tomlin doesn't call it and Terrell Austin should be to blame. That's a false. Mike Tomlin calls that defense. Mike Tomlin is in charge of that defense. Now, Terrell Austin maybe is talking and communicating. I'm not saying that, but that is Mike Tomlin's defense. That is not Terrell Austin's defense. If you look at Terrell Austin's history throughout the NFL, he's been a guy that likes to blitz, a guy that likes to use some different things, and you're not seeing the fingerprint of Terrell Austin on the Steelers' defense, in my opinion. I think you see the fingerprint of Mike Tomlin, and yes, Mike should get the final say. It's Mike's team. He's in charge, and he should let that be known. Absolutely, it's his baby, and he's ultimately responsible for it all. But you gotta have faith in your guys, and I think he needs to put a little bit more trust in one Terrell Austin. I think Terrell Austin needs to have some liberties this year to do some of the things that he wants to do, not what Mike wants to do all the time. I think it's got to be a little bit of Terrell Austin going out there and showing who Terrell Austin is, not who Mike Tomlin is on defense anymore. We've seen the Mike Tomlin defense for 19 years. I don't want to see it anymore. I want to see Terrell Austin's defense this year. That's what I want to see. Also, and he has to allow Arthur Smith to be Arthur Smith. He has to allow that offense to flourish under Arthur Smith and to be Arthur Smith's offense, not Arthur Smith's offense 2.5, where it's a weird, wonky way of having Mike Tomlin's fingerprint on it. Mike can say, Arthur, yeah, bro, I want to have, a solid run game. I want to be able to control the clock. I want to be able to do certain things inside of a football game. I want to be able to slow the football game down at times. Yeah, you're allowed those inputs. Those are the obvious things, but allow Arthur Smith to coach the offense. Allow him to have full autonomy. Allow him to do whatever he wishes. I'm not sure what happened there. I hope that we're still live. Let me know, guys, if we're still live. I do not know what kind of wonky thing I'm on. Somebody put in the chat if we're still live. I just got some weird message on there, so God only knows. What's up, Steve? Winners in the house. Good to see you, man. Are we still live, guys? Somebody put in the chat if we're still live because I just got some weird message on there. Okay, JD. Thank you, man. Thank you. Again, I logged in some weird way, and when I created a show, it must have been under this account because this is like saying that I have a free plan, and it's like, buddy, I pay it. It's a paid account. So I must have logged in weird or something. I don't know because this is like how I set it up originally when I was just like exploring it, and I signed up for a free trial. So God only knows. Let's go to Steve real quick. I didn't read his comment. What's up, Jason? Hope all is well with you and your family. Still wondering if you're going to make it down this way. Let me know, my friend. Go Steelers. I don't think we are actually, Steve. I think we decided that we're going to be sticking around here because we usually wait till last minute deals, but I think we're gonna stick around here. We just bought this house last year too, and it's been, yeah, it's yeah, it takes some funds. So I think we're probably just gonna stick around one more summer, probably here, and just do some things around here. We've planned some things that we're gonna do around here, so it's not looking like we are this year. So which we that might change at some point because we've been looking at doing a holiday because my family kind of sucks nowadays. Uh, yeah, I have like a few family members that I talk to, but the rest of them are batshit crazy for the most part. But um, we don't have those big family gatherings anymore. So we may take a holiday down to the beach and do a Thanksgiving or something like that. What's up? Daniel Warmer, Jason, have you ever tried to get in the locker room to interview the players? I'd try by asking the local news sports director. I've tried everything, man. Nobody wants to give you any help when it comes to that. I've tried to figure out how to get a press credential. I've there's news places there that I swear that are like YouTube channels. I don't know if it to be true. It just seems like it that I probably have more subscribers than I don't know how you get that. I've emailed people, nobody's returned calls or emails. Like I've asked people that are actually in there, nobody kind of tells you how to do it. And I understand it. No one wants any competition in there. They're not going to bring you in there for nothing. You know what I mean? I don't blame anybody, but yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. Jason, tell me you didn't buy a Ryan home. No, James, I did not. No, I did not. Yeah, that would have been horrible, James. I've heard the horror stories about that. The Dan Ryan builders, yeah, they're horrible. No, that would have been bad. I've heard some really, really bad stories about that. Like horrible, horrible stories. And I paid when I got a home inspection on this house. I paid top dollar for a home inspection because I wanted somebody really, really good, somebody that had a really good reputation, somebody that was really solid. So when they did the inspection on this house, they were like, "You got a solid one here. Like this is a good one, you know." And I was very happy about that. But the people that owned it before us took really, really good care of it. Um, and really were like neat freaks. So I appreciate that. They took very good care of the home and it basically was brand new. You know, when we moved into it, they took really, really solid care of it. So we like it here. It's big enough for us. You know, you get the big house and you want something bigger. It's like the more you make, the more you spend, man. He says I make a living fixing them. I bet you do, James. I bet you do, bro. I bet you do. Okay, my friend, I'll be heading that way around Christmas time. If I don't see you by then, maybe we can get together at Christmas, like a week before Christmas, and talk. Yeah, man, absolutely. If you ever come up here, Steve, you tell me, bro. Absolutely, man. We definitely can do that. Plus, my youth football team that I help coach started. So, we are like knee deep into that. We're starting practice every single day. And it's definitely been one of those things to where it's like it's new to me because I moved up in the divisions. So I've been trying to just make sure that I'm not missing anything there and trying to be there every single day and definitely trying to get to know that portion of everything because it's new to me and I want to make sure I do a good job for the kids. So you know, hey, it is what it is. But I gotta say this. It's all about the work, man. And if I'm gonna preach work to the kids and dedication, I better be there too. I've never seen any luck be involved in football. Honestly, I've never. Yeah, luck on your side is one thing, but I've never seen luck come into play. It's not luck that wins football games. It's not. It's hard work, determination, that fire in your belly. That's what wins football games. And I try to instill that on the kids, in my opinion, of being accountable, showing up, and always being there every single time. Even when I don't feel good, even when I don't want to be there, just being there because I think that that's very, very important. And there's other coaches. I coach with a bunch of fellows. Um, and they're more than capable of coaching the team, you know. So I don't have to be there every single day. It's just, you know, I just want to show that type of accountability to the kids and teach them that being accountable for something you signed up for is very, very important, man. For this season, I want to see more schemes for the dime. Or, oh, the D line, he said. James said that for the D line. I think you're going to see a lot from the D line, James. I think that's going to be a very important aspect of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense because it's so much of an improvement, in my opinion. You look at about 13 players, if I count correctly off the top of my head, that are going to be vying for positions there, that are going to be vying for playing time, that are going to be trying to be in that depth chart. And guys are going to want to play there because they know that defensive front is going to be really, really good. That Steelers front seven has the potential to be really, really scary, guys. It truly, truly does. You look at that Steelers front seven and you say to yourself, damn, there's some ballers on there. And they added a tremendous amount of depth. And they've added depth in the places that you need it, where you need to be really, really efficient. You need to be able to get pressure up the middle of an opposing offense. You have to be able to do those things. You have to have a good push from the middle of your defense. You have to have a middle of your defense that is going to be able to control the line of scrimmage in terms of the run game. It's going to have to be able to cause disruption in the pass game. And again, you don't care if they hit home all the time. That's not what's needed. What's needed is they need to cause a disruption. They need to create an imbalance for the opposing offenses. And that's exactly what I think you're going to get from the Steelers defensively in terms of the defensive tackles, nose tackles, D end. I think you're going to get that this year from that 3-4 defense. And I think you're going to be able to create a lot of good combinations of players. I think you're going to be able to create good combinations in terms of varying skill sets to where the Steelers are going to be really, really fresh throughout a ball game. And I think that is going to be really, really important, and that I think a lot of people throughout the media are overlooking truly. You have really young talent in the Y.A. Blacks and the Derek Harmons, but yet you have veteran guys like a Cameron Hayward that are there that could potentially just really have a big, big year that could tremendously really uplift this Steelers defense in a big, big way, man. Speaking of my of kids football, my son got named captain of his team this year. Where's he play, James? That's awesome, man. Tell him congratulations, man. That's really cool. And you know what that tells me, James? That he works his ass off, that he's a hard worker, and that he's gonna play for his team, and that he wants to be there. And that's something that's really, really awesome. And you should be proud as a dad that your son is doing those things, because you just don't get named captain because no reason. There's a definite real reason that you get named the captain of your squad, and that's really, really cool. What's up, TJ? Hello from Canada, plus 35 here. What's 35, man? So you're talking about Celsius. Okay, TJ, I got you, my friend. Yes, I deal with Celsius when I work in the hospital. So, yeah, when I take people's temperatures. So, yeah, I got you. I didn't understand it at first until I seen you put so plus 90. That's a hot one, baby. That's a hot one. I like the MLB core we got, or the middle linebacking core we got. I think Wilson and Queen start, and if Holcomb is healthy and picks up where he was before the knee, it's going to be a great middle linebacker room. I think you're right. I think that's going to be a real potential, James, to be really exciting. Also, I think Patrick Queen's the guy that's going to take a big, tremendous leap, and a lot of people were down on him last year, and that was sad because they didn't give the guy a chance. It was his first year inside of the system. He's wearing the green dot. He had a tremendous amount of odds stacked against him that would have said probably he's going to have limited success. And I felt like if you took his overall product, it was pretty damn good, in my opinion. It was not bad at all, especially for the circumstance that he was put in. And that Steelers defensive front wasn't always playing fantastic, So I thought the defensive front was solid. I'm not saying they were bad, but they weren't playing, I believe, at the level last year as what you might see this year, potentially what you might see this year, which this is a real, real, real thing here, guys. If that defensive front, when I talk about those guys in the trenches there, and I'm talking about the edge rushers too, the edge rushers, the defensive front guys, those guys in the war, in the battle, if those guys are playing at a all pro type level, man, and they're really kicking ass down there, they're able to put a tremendous amount of pass rush, pushing that defense or offensive line back. They're able to control the line of scrimmage in terms of the run game. They're able to slow offenses down a little bit. You're going to see that benefit guys so much from those middle linebackers back. You are going to see those guys get selected to Pro Bowls. They're going to be named as league leaders in a lot of categories. Why? Because they're going to just get a lot of opportunities. They're going to get a lot of miscues in terms of batted balls perhaps by Cameron Hayward. They're going to get tipped balls like that. They're going to get tremendous opportunity with off rhythm plays and things of that nature. So, that definitely is something that could definitely really benefit the Steelers in a big, big way. Mike Drop Mafia members. Hey, we got 10 new members from JD. Thank you for contributing, JD. We always appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Again, JD gifted 10 Mike Drop Sports memberships. Welcome to the new members. We truly, truly appreciate that. And make sure you say a thank you to our boy JD, one of the OGs here. That's awesome already, guys. We are almost up to oh shit! We're almost up to $100 in donations with memberships and super chats already. So thank you. That's absolutely awesome. And what a banger day already to come back. I do apologize for the background. I don't know why it logged me into my free account for some reason, but here I am. I'm like limited on what I can do with this shit. I'm like not used to it. So it is what it is, but thank you. I'm really getting tired of hearing these effing reports about TJ being traded to the Packers. People need to shut up. Guys, Steve, I agree. And I'm here to tell you, my friends, TJ Watt is not getting traded, at least not right now. He's not. And the minute I believe that to be happening, I will say it. But I am going to tell you right now, there have been no discussions involving TJ Watt in a possible trade. And that came from Mark Cabali, and Mark Cabali tells the truth. He doesn't do the clickbait bullshit. He goes on Pat McAfee's show and that kind of thing. I don't believe that he really deals in the realm of bullshit clickbait. So I respect Kabali's work, and I'm not into that clickbait. Guys, you got to remember, a lot of people that create content put catchy titles. Why is it always so important when you want to be a content creator, when they tell you the real main thing is to make really, really captivating, really catchy titles for your shows? And that brings people in. Why? Because that's why it's called clickbait, because they're going to say things in those titles that make you believe that you're going to see or hear some earth shattering news that you're not going to hear when you click into it. And I see a lot of shows that'll do that. TJ Watt to be traded. That's how they'll put it. And you're going to click on it. I'm going to click on it. Everybody's going to click on it. I don't deal in that realm of bullshit. This is an honest place. I'm not going to deal in the realm of creating titles that are lies to get clicks and views and money, because that's not who I am. Sorry. That'll never happen. I will tell you the truth. And that's why I've slowed down on my content here over the last few weeks. Why? Because we're in the dead period. This is the true off season right now for the NFL, and it's about to come back. But I wasn't going to make things up just to appease the crowd, just to get the clicks. You don't do that, and that's what you're seeing a lot of it. A lot of these guys in the media, they know damn well that's not going to happen. They know damn well TJ Watt's going to figure it out and get a signature and put a pen to a paper and be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He's under contract for this year anyway, so if you don't want to play, fuck it. Here's the real deal, too, guys. TJ Watt's the best defender, and I believe he needs to be out there. I think it's super important. I think he's an amazing player. I think the world of him, and I think the Steelers should pay him. I really do. Why do I think the Steelers should pay him? Because they can. They don't have any inflated quarterback salaries or anything crazy. They can pay him. They can make it fit. It won't hurt them in any which way, shape, or form. It won't hurt the Steelers in no way, no how. It'll actually save the Steelers some cap space in 2025. But the Steelers definitely need to sign him. But here's the thing. If TJ Watt wants to sit the fuck out and pass on 20 some $1 million, then so be it. Who cares? Who really cares? All the people that want to run their mouth and talk about that he's injury prone, that he's going downhill, he's 30 some years old, blah, 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 get rid of him, trade him, don't pay him. Why are they so concerned? If you don't sign, then you don't play. I'm just saying, who cares? It'll all work itself out. That's the real thing, guys. It will. And if he ends up getting traded in the end, he does. But as of right now, there is no talks of TJ Watt getting traded. And that is from somebody that I feel like I trust. At least if I'm going to listen to somebody that makes content. And I don't listen to too many people. I really don't. I used to listen to a lot more, but I got sick of the clickbait type titles and shit, and I quit. I quit doing it. And if that's what it takes to be a guy that has 40, 50,000 subscribers, I don't want to have 40 or 50,000 subscribers. I don't. I don't. Yeah, I really don't. I want to be super honest, super laid back, super truthful, and not have any of that bullshit. So yeah, the TJ Watt stuff just got to be put to rest. Let's be real honest about TJ Watt. 11 and a half sacks, led the National Football League last year in what, guys? He led the National Football League in forced fumbles. Anybody else has that season that TJ Watt had last season, we're sitting here praising them. We're praising them for being an absolute animal, an up and comer, a great player. But TJ Watt has that season, and we talk about it's horrible. No, no, guys. It was a normal year. He didn't have a superhuman year, but he had a good year compared to most people. He's the 12th, I think, 12th highest paid or seventh highest paid, somewhere in that range, man. It was like, I want to say it was the 12th highest paid edge rusher at this point, I believe. I don't know, maybe. Or was it? I'm trying to think how it was, because maybe it was just non quarterback player or something like that. But I know he was down on the list somewhere on one of those things. Let me get a drink. Tom, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Ford, what is up, man? Good to see you, Miss P. Miss Pittsburgh is in the house. What's up, Miss P? Good to see you. James, do you live by me, man? For some reason, I think you live by me or somewhere close. James Bauman, do you live by me? Jason, Reggie White, John Randall, and many other greats with will dominate. And yes, absolutely, they did. Drinking beer now that I'm done with the yard work. Hey, hell yeah, James. Crack one for me, baby. Dude, I went out and I cut my friend that I coach. Oh, okay, James, awesome. Hopefully, I'll see you one day, man. I did know that. You did say that before. Sorry, buddy. Who does your son play for? The Monroeville Gators? Does he play for the Gators? I went to high school with a guy that lives down that way. I don't talk to him really anymore. He was on my Facebook. His name's Kevin Johnston. He lives down there. I know I just seen him post pictures of his son years ago on Facebook. Now I don't know if he's still there or not. But I know his son, like he posted pictures of like Monroeville Gators. I just remember seeing it in my head. It was the guy that I went to school with that was Gateway Gators. Yeah, that's who it is. Yes. Awesome. There's good competition down there too, James. So that's good, man. Be proud of your boy. That's another thing that I want to start here, guys. What's up? Let me say hello to one of our friends. AWOL Bang Bang Steeler Gang. What is up? Good to see you. I wanted to say that too while I have the floor here while we're live, because we're gonna go live. We're gonna shoot the shit, guys. This is a laid back place, man. This is like we're hanging out in a bar and we're just bullshitting. And that is truthful. Ben Roethlisberger always says that on his show when I've watched it. He's like, I want everybody to feel like they're in a bar. You don't feel like that when you watch his show. It's a major production. It really is. It is what it is. I just don't feel that way when I watch his show. But anyway, this show, I really do think it's like a bullshit session. But yeah. Because I actually answer the people that are in the room. So, but maybe one day we won't be able to answer everybody, but we'll answer as many as we can. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about the youth football thing. Um, Yeah, Aaron Donald's nephew. Yeah, he does play for Plum. He is a big kid. I've seen that. I've heard about that. But James brings up something good when he was talking about the youth football and I was talking about coaching. I'm going to do a little bit of a series, and I haven't decided. I've actually filmed a couple shows already of the youth football series about youth football coaching. And I want to kind of document the season and the trials and tribulations. And I think it would be really cool and add another playlist to the channel. And I think it'd be something really valuable to a lot of you that have kids that play youth football. And I'm not saying by no means is what I do right, but I'm looking at things from a different perspective this year. I'm I'm not creating everything for the team. So I'm kind of just learning the ropes in this age division. Yes, I'm coaching and doing those things, but this is new this year to me. So I kind of want to document that and give some tips and things. I think that would be a really cool thing and cool series. And I'm thinking honestly about having some youth football players. And I don't want to get super young kids, but I would like to get kids that are, middle school kids that are comfortable talking and talk to them about youth sports and talk to them about what they love about it, what they don't like about it, what they wish would be better as a youth sport, especially a football athlete. So I want to dive into that and see if we can get some. My kid's only 10. He's not going to be very comfortable on the camera, but maybe one day I'll get him to answer some questions and come on and bullshit. He's come on and said hi before, but we'll see. Maybe one day. But I would like to talk to him, man, and have some. My son, after last year, just wanted to work on football. We found this trainers. My son wanted to do. Yeah, man, I want to get my son a trainer too, because I can teach him so much. People are pros at what they do. You want the best of the best to train them, and I think somebody else holding him accountable and pushing him would make him better as opposed to me. Like we keep saying, we got to get him on his workout routine. Blah blah blah. Yeah, we always mess it up. So I know he's only 10. So. All right, guys, let's continue to dive into some Steelers talk too. Make sure you do that. We will do the youth football thing. I think that will be exciting to do. But I want to talk about the Steelers, what they need to do here pre-training camp, are kind of a breakdown. We've talked about some of it, so make sure you're putting your comments, questions, and concerns inside of the live chat. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships and the super chats. We truly appreciate that. Super chats are always open, but don't forget to follow us on TikTok, X, Facebook. Facebook, guys, we got to get that one moving up, man. We've been stuck at like 20 some followers on Facebook forever. I have no clue why. And we have 5,000, basically almost 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube. It makes no sense to me. We could get Facebook up, man. If you don't have Facebook, make up some candy ass account that you don't care about just to come and follow us and get those numbers up on Facebook so we can start live streaming to all the platforms. I really want to be able to do that. So we'll dive in. Yeah, man, send it to me, James. You can email me, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com, and I'd appreciate it. Yeah, I'd definitely take my son to do that. Yeah, that would be really cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate that offer. Yeah, I don't take no mercy either, man. I'm a workaholic with them, and they I think sometimes don't like that, but I don't mind. uh, hey, you either run the day or the day runs you, baby. That's how it goes, and I gotta make sure kids need to know that. What's Prime say? Want work win, baby. Want work win. It's just it's the truth. You gotta work, man. You didn't miss too much, bro. You didn't miss too much, AWOL. We just been both shooting the shit, babe. Shooting the shit. Tom, ain't no party like a Diddy party Ford. I would have wanted you to train my son when he was young, Jace. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Actually, that's a really heartwarming comment, man, to get from somebody, especially somebody like you, Tom, that I know you're a stand-up dude. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I've gotten some compliments over the years, and I always want to really say that that's truly humbling, and I'm so thankful for it. And as long as the kids get something out of it, that's all that matters to me. And as long as we're making them better, that's what I want, man. You know, it's just, yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's a fine line. You know, you're always a competitor. You always got that fire in your belly. You want to go out there and play with them, and you just you just want them to do so good, and it's like you just get wrapped up into it, man. That's the crazy part. You just get so wrapped up into them, and what they got going on. It's like nuts. I was watching Gold and Silver show and you popped up. Well, hey, this is better, Armand. What's up, man? Good to see you. TD, what is up, my friend? Yeah, I haven't been on a ton, Armand. We're about to pick back up, but youth football started, so I haven't been home every night. Tom was fucking with you. Well, hey, this is it, man, though. And this is true for YouTube. And this is true for football. And I got to remember this for YouTube, but this is a slow period. And again, guys, I'm not going to make things up just to make them up, to have content. You know, I've tried to do that before and it's just blah. It's not exciting to me. I don't get fired up to talk about it, but, uh, yeah, when you do the bare minimum, though, you got to expect the bare minimum results. And right now, I'm doing the bare minimum with YouTube just because we're not there. But literally, guys, we're less than 2 weeks away from the start of Pittsburgh Steelers training camp, and there's a ton going on with this football team because of what they did this offseason. 2025 wasn't a typical Pittsburgh Steelers offseason, and that has to get you fired up as a Steelers fan. This was not a typical offseason for the Steelers in terms of what they've done. They have done some really exciting things. And I think the most exciting thing of all was what they did in the draft and what they did in free agency, in terms of some of the players they've traded for. We won't say just free agency, but the trades have been nice. I like the Jalen Ramsey and the Jonnu Smith trade. That was really exciting for me. I know we lost Minka Fitzpatrick, but I'm okay with losing one forced fumble and one interception over 2 years. I'm good with that. I'm okay. It doesn't bother me that bad. I love Mink. I think he's a hell of a ball player. I think he's an all pro. Um, really solid dude. But I just think it was time. It was just not $18 million worth of good for me anymore with Minka Fitzpatrick. And that's okay. And I like what the Steelers got in return. I like that the Steelers went out and paid DK Metcalf and got rid of a fucking headache in George Pickens. He was ridiculous. He wasn't going to be anything. He's not going to be anything. He may have a couple splash years here and there, but he's a guy that's going to derail himself because he just can't control himself. He's just one of those idiots, man. And it is what it is. Uh, Give him enough rope and he'll go out there and do dumb shit. And that's just what it is. When he doesn't have Mike Tomlin with his thumb over top of him anymore, maybe some things will come off the rails. I hope not. I wish him nothing but the best. But that type of personality, that type of that lack of work ethic, in my opinion, that lack of fire to play for your teammates, I can do without that. I don't like that shit. There is no I in the team, man, and that is the truth. And I don't care about this. I don't care. I think I don't care if you're the best athlete on the team. If you are a coach and you allow the best athlete on the team to just show up and do whatever they want, and just because they're so great, they're so good, they can miss practice, they can do whatever they want, they can go half-ass when they want. If you play that player, you, as the coach, are the problem. You are the problem, not the player, you, the coach, because that is unacceptable. And when you have players like that go half-assed, that give 50% effort, guys that just aren't giving the team their all, there's no need for it. You can't deal with those types of people. There ain't no place for those people. Tom says if the Steelers want to truly go all in, they will not trade teachers. They won't, Tom. They're not going to. I would be outside Omar Khan's house. What did Omar Khan do to get that extension? I think he's done a phenomenal job, Tom. And I say that why? Because he's had 10 draft picks inside of rounds 1 through 3. All 10 of those players are contributors. If you look at the hierarchy of the Steelers, and this was just as an article not long ago, maybe even today, of how the Steelers really look at the draft and how they attack the draft and how they finally come to the conclusion of who they want to select. And I think it was Randy Fiechner, maybe, or Keith Butler, one of the two. Somebody gave an interview and was talking about it. It does come down to Omar and Mike. It comes down to their final decisions. They make those calls, and if you look at what Omar's done inside of the draft, it's been nothing short of phenomenal. When you have that many players contributing, not just rounds 1 through 3, I'm talking rounds 4, 5, 6, 7. There's contributors they found there. Hell, they found a starting right guard for the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, and Mason McCormick. They've got the Nick Herbigs. They've done those things. Just players off the top of my head without really diving back into it. But if you look at what overall Omar Khan's performance has been, it's been amazing. Why? Because if you look at 2026, the Steelers are still set up with a ton of draft capital. That didn't happen by accident. That was by design. And the Steelers have done nothing but flip this roster around and emphasize things that are very important. Emphasize things that are truly important to building a championship football team. Emphasizing things like the teams like the Eagles recognized and teams like the Steelers have recognized in the past. And that is, if you're not good up front, if your big men aren't good, then you're not good. And the Steelers have realized, hey, we got to put our attention there. And they have. They have done nothing but load up in those areas, and that has been special. And again, you look at what Omar Khan's been able to do in terms of trades. He's not overspent. He's never stretched the Steelers out thin financially. He's just always made the right moves. And when it comes time to pay somebody, he does. He gets it done. DK Metcalf getting paid $33.5 million per season is not a cheap deal. So I do believe he understands how to get it done. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. JD coming in with a big super chat. Thank you for a great show. Here we go. That's from Big JD. Thank you, JD. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome. Guys, guys, you guys have been lighting it up, guys. That's like $70 in super chats already. Plus, JD already gifted 10 Mic Drop Sports memberships. Damn, this is a damn good show. Woo, shit. I'm humbled though. Thank you. Thank you, because I appreciate those hard-earned dollars that you guys make and contribute to the show. That means something to me. That does mean something to me, because I know how hard it is to get those dollar bills. And that's truly meaningful for you guys to think enough of this show and this community to give those hard-earned dollars to our show. So thank you. Yeah, but it is like this. If you don't work together, you can't win together. And I feel like this community, we work together and we win together. And I think we've succeeded together. And the sky's the limit for us. Also, guys, now that everybody's in here, Sean did officially donate the jersey back. He said that he did not want it. He would rather somebody else get it. So we will do that again. But we'll let things build up a little bit again. It's a good prize. It's a good prize. It's not something that's just cheap. And I'm very thankful for Sean and his want to help the channel too by donating it back and being really cool and saying, hey, man, just give it, make sure one of the other people get it. So thank you to Sean, our OG, one of our friends forever, man. So we truly appreciate that. Personally, I'm not as big on him as a lot of people are. I'm huge on Omar. I think he's the best general manager in the league right now. Let's keep going. AWOL says, I hope they don't move Jalen Ramsey to safety. We need him in the nickel. Team's been killing us in the middle of the field. I can see what you're talking about. And here's the thing about moving Jalen Ramsey to safety. You're in sub package football all the time in the National Football League, constantly. You're never in that base 3-4 set. So honestly, guys, it really doesn't matter where they play back there. The only ones that are truly real position specific type guys are the edge guys out there in terms of the secondary, in my opinion. Everybody else are just interchangeable chess pieces that are going to line up all over the place anyway. They're going to be following wide receivers or their zone or whatever. They're going to just be lined up any which way, anyhow. And I don't really think the configuration of where they're standing on the football field in the secondary really matters much. That's the thing. When you're talking about cornerbacks out on the edge, I think that that is the most specific. Yes, they're out on an island. They're out there doing their thing. They got to be one-on-one a lot of times. They're usually locked up with with the team's best wide receiver. Uh, yes, those are real specific things, and I think Jalen Ramsey can still do those things. I think Joey Porter Jr. is phenomenal, giving up one touchdown in 33 games. I think Darius Slay got some gas. I think he can get that done still. I think the Steelers will be good there. You have Eccles that you can play inside and out. I think you have tremendous talent now in that secondary, in my opinion. I think Deshaun Elliott can play that single high safety really well back there by himself and do the damn thing and lay the lumber to people. He knows how to play heads up football. He knows how to read offenses and understand where they're going to go with the football. So that's going to be special. And I think guys like Jalen Ramsey back there just being a ball hawk, I think would be super beneficial to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think his ability to get interceptions, 25, I believe, throughout his career, if not 25, it's 24 probably. So that's a good many interceptions for a guy. That's a lot. And that means, he gets it done. That's why people don't throw at him a ton. But you look at Jalen Ramsey and you just allow him to roam around and make plays. I think that that could be very, very special. So I'm not sure if I agree with you when you say I hope they don't move him back to safety. I don't think they're per se moving him back to safety. I just think they're allowing him to be a ball player, a floater, a guy that can roll around and get the damn thing done. That's how I look at it. So maybe I'm wrong, but I hope that I'm right. Tom says, even though Omar Khan is the general manager with a lot of teams, it's not just him that makes those draft picks, though. It's not just him, but it was revealed by a former coach of the Steelers. I believe it was Finkner, but maybe I'm wrong. It might have been Keith Butler or somebody. But he says it's Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin. It comes down to those two guys making that final decision, with Omar really having the final call on it. So that was confirmed by a coach, not me. And that article just came out today. So read that, Tom. You might like that article. You might like that a lot, to read that and find it very interesting. But it's definitely something that the Steelers definitely do well, in my opinion. I think they draft really, really well. I think they've had blunders like every other team, of course. But I believe overall, the Pittsburgh Steelers do a solid job of building from within. They do a solid job of cultivating their own talent, guys that they drafted. And I believe that they have good ability also to know when to move on from people that they've drafted and brought along. I believe that they do good there. Now, do they always get it right? No. But the majority of the time they do, guys. We only emphasize, though, those things that they do wrong here and there. And everybody's going to make mistakes. And they're not going to be perfect. But if you look at the overall picture, I believe the Steelers have traditionally been pretty good in those categories. Oh, I got food stamps. James says Steelers really did neglect O line in the draft for a few years. Glad they put emphasis last couple years. I think Pat Meyer needs to go. I'm not a Meyer fan either, guys. I'll agree with James there. I'm not a big Pat Meyer guy. I don't think schematically he makes sense to me. I don't know why. Just I'm not a big fan of him and the product that he puts out there a lot of the times. But you only are as good as the players you're working with. And I think the Steelers have put a lot of value into that. You look at the tremendous amount of draft capital that's been invested, and I'm talking first round selections, I'm talking high value picks that have been put into that offensive line, not to mention going out and getting guys like Isaac Seumalo, players of that nature. You know, that pickup gets overlooked, but that was a quality addition that required some coin, you know, required a bag. But they were willing to go out there and to get that veteran presence, a guy that had played in a Super Bowl, a guy that had been, at the highest level of football. And they brought him in to anchor that left side of the line beside the center at the guard position. And I believe he's done a good job. I believe this to be his last year with the Steelers, in my opinion, just because of the way I see this line developing. But you never know. If this line takes a giant step together and you have Broderick at left, Isaac Seumalo at left guard, you have Zach Frazier at tackle, Mason McCormick at right guard, Troy Fautanu at right tackle. If that group comes together, I think maybe there's a chance, if the deal's right, they could bring back a guy like Isaac Seumalo. But I would assume that they would try to get young there too, because then they would have the oldest guy on that line would be Broderick Jones. And Broderick Jones is just going into year 3. So that's kind of crazy. Let that sink into your head. If minus Isaac Seumalo, the oldest guy on the Pittsburgh Steelers line, is going into the year 3 of their career. That's kind of crazy. Not crazy, but a good thing. And I think it's going to be really, really positive. Let's keep going. Armand, 2012, 2022, no O-line drafted in the first 2 rounds, hurt Pittsburgh a lot. Yeah, you got to take those guys. Wave that terrible towel for Miss P. TD, what is the priority now for the Steelers? Is it getting a safety or a wide receiver before camp? I think both are a priority. I think you could do both if you wanted to. I think there's a Justin Simmons deal potentially coming down the pipe, maybe. I think that could be a pickup if he's healthy. And the wide receiver thing, I think that they are going to do that. I think that should be a priority. But when I look at the Steelers and I say, what are the real priorities that you have to really attack when you enter camp? And I'll say those 2 positions, safety, wide receiver. If you can find any good offensive line depth floating around, that's always something that you would add or bring in. And I also believe that the Steelers need to really, again, allow Terrell Austin, Arthur Smith to be coordinators and not pigeon or hamstring them and not tie them. Not tie their hands. I believe that the Steelers do too much of that. And I'm really anxious to see if Mike Tomlin can change his ways a little bit and allow those guys to really do their thing. I really think that that's important. And you can tell when Mike Tomlin has his greedy, grubby little hands too deep into the cookie jar. You can tell. You can tell by the product that's put out on that field. Utilize, though, that middle of the defensive front is going to be important too, because that depth there is crazy, guys. I don't know if everybody realizes how valuable that's going to be. Tom Ford, I am a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, or he said Skillets fan, but I don't understand why they are beefing up now, and they'll most likely do pretty well. They're not going to go to the playoffs when they want to draft a franchise quarterback. Um, I don't think it matters, Tom. And this is the reason why I say this is because Omar Khan has prepared for the next year's draft. He's loaded up with draft capital. He could make a trade at any second. Anybody that he wants in that draft, he could get because he'll put that together. Because why? They got really young on the offensive line, so they're set there. If all things work out, they're set with their starters, and that's a really comfortable place to be. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about getting a first round talent right now along the offensive line. Oh, and they got really, really young and solid with guys like Y.A. Black and Derek Harmon, also bringing in a tremendous amount of players to compete for those positions. Then you look at what they've done just simply all over the roster. There's a lot of young players there. Yeah, they got some older ones, but those guys could just be out, be gone. It is what it is. And you can move more younger players in there. I don't think the Steelers are in a bad position at all because I think they can make any trade they want happen next year. I really do in the draft. I don't think they're not hamstringed by anything. So going all in this year doesn't affect the Steelers whatsoever. What it does show me is their willingness to win. And as a fan, we should be excited about that. We should never want them to lay down and die in terms of, well, don't go all in. Don't load up this year because we want to be able to get a higher draft pick next year. It, Teams that play that way are just perpetually bad, Tom. And that is truth. You look at teams that have done that over the years, and we've seen it happen in the National Football League. We've seen teams just stay bad to get those picks, trade away their most valuable assets to get those picks. And it doesn't seem to help a lot of them, Yeah, they might get a splash year or two where those picks, might get them something. Woohoo, yeah, we're good for a year. But if you look at the Steelers' formula, they've been long term successful. And I just don't think, they're wrong here. I think that they're right. And I think it's always stay competitive. And the players that you need to have, they'll come to you eventually. You're not going to win the Super Bowl every year. It's damn near impossible to do that. But the Steelers have won six, and a lot of teams can't say that. Actually, pretty much all of them can't say that. So the Steelers' formula is definitely tried and true and can definitely get it done. So I'm not worried about that because I think they can make any deal they want to. And I don't think they have to be next year taking anybody big name except for packaging those picks together and going after the quarterback they want if they want to. What's to say Will Howard doesn't pan out? Would it be bad if they had to ride Mason Rudolph next year? I don't know. I don't think they're in a bad situation. You got a Hall of Fame quarterback right now in Aaron Rodgers that you're going to see if he can get it done one year. Great. You have Will Howard that I don't think's bad and I think got real potential. That maybe a couple years studying, maybe all of a sudden he comes in and he sets the world on fire. That's a possibility. I'm not saying that it happens, but it's a possibility. And you got Steady Eddie, Mason Rudolph. He can come in and win games. So in the meantime, look around. Find a guy if you want a guy. You got all the draft capital in the world next year. Make it happen. Bang Bang says, bro, you should really throw a barbecue for all your followers and have donations there. I would definitely be there. Thank you, man. I wish I could do that. Everybody that we talk in here is cool, but it'd be hard to invite everybody, and you guys don't see the ugly side to this. You guys don't see the ugly side of social media and doing this in front of you guys. Yeah, I get some crazy ones, man. I've gotten some crazy ones, man. I've had people find my address and shit. Yeah, so um, yeah, there's a bad side to everything. Everything isn't what it seems all the time. So I'd love to do that. I really would because 99% of you guys are absolutely amazing. But there's that 0.9% that are batshit crazy. It's all right, Tom. It's all right, brother. You know me. I can decipher. James, with wide receiver, I might be crazy, but I'm not as worried as everyone else. Like the tight end room think Austin's going to shine and Roman Wilson still the wild card. Yeah, I'm on that same page. I've been on that same page too, James. I believe that the Steelers are fine. I think the addition of Jonnu Smith adds a level of flexibility that I don't think a lot of teams have. I think the Steelers having Pat Fryermuth and Jonnu Smith, a guy that's very versatile in his alignment in the offensive system, is going to be really, really, really big. You look at Jonnu Smith able to line up in a slot, line up as a true tight end, line up as a wing type back, line up in the fullback position, H-back type guy. He can do it all. He's a pass catcher, run blocker. He can get it done. And when you look at Pat Fryermuth, he's versatile in the pass game. Let's hope he improves a little bit in his run blocking this season. But as a pass catcher, a guy inside of the pass game, he's phenomenal, and the Steelers know that. But you look at that and you look at the size the Steelers are going to be able to put out on that football field, but still have athleticism, still have the ability to run the football, still be able to go into a jumbo, more heavy set, but yet be able to spread it out and throw it. That's not had by many teams. Every team doesn't have that. And again, guys, I talk about the four wide formation that you can utilize with the Steelers there. You can come out in a four wide situation and have DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson, and then you have Pat Fryermuth and Jonnu Smith playing the slots. You can have four wide with that. Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren, or Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield, giving Aaron Rodgers a tremendous amount of flexibility. And I don't think people see that for what it is. It's a simple thing. It's really simple because if the Steelers come out and you're running that four wide set with that personnel grouping, what also can you do? You can audible and check back into a 12, 13 personnel type set, double tight ends. You can come in. DK Metcalf's a monster human being. You could bring and come in with two tights and a wing back with DK Metcalf and the running back. DK Metcalf's the size of a tight end, bigger than a lot of tight ends. He's huge. He's a monster. The flexibility is there, but yet you still have a speedster like a Roman or a Calvin out there. Then you still have the run game. I just don't see where you could go wrong there. I really don't. I think what you could do with that set, that personnel grouping right there, I think is crazy. And I think Arthur Smith could have a field day. If I was the offensive coordinator with that personnel grouping, I would have a field day with that, dude. I mean, I would be coming up with all types of crazy shit, shifts and motions. You wouldn't know what I was doing because I would be going crazy with that set. TD says if we're in 13 personnel a lot, is getting another wide receiver a must. What I just talked about right there, TD, I don't think it is a must. I don't, but I think it would be a luxury. I think it would be something the Steelers should do because of depth, is what I think. Because injuries happen. So you want another bigger name guy out there. Why? Because then if DK falls down, man, and gets an injury, you got somebody you can lean on that's that 1A, that number one. So I think that's why it's so important. Is it a necessity? No, because again, I think the Steelers can do a lot with what they have. But I think it would be something that balances things out and adds depth. And I talk about that all the time. Depth is so important. The things that scare me right now are just the lack of depth offensively in certain areas. I think the offensive line needs a little bit more depth. I think there are some depth pieces there, but I think it needs a little bit more depth to make me fully comfortable for a 18 week season, 17 games. I think the wide receiver room needs a depth piece, a 1A type guy to just give you that comfortability and the depth that you would want to have. So that's really what I'm thinking. And again, you can play those jumbo sets, but yet still have athletic guys out there. Darnell Washington can factor into those things. He can come out there and replace a Calvin or Roman. Imagine that set, a three tight end set with Jonnu Smith, Darnell Washington, Pat Fryermuth, and DK Metcalf and running backs. Still tremendous athletes, tremendous pass catchers all over the place. Pat Fryermuth could go out and play the edge. Jonnu Smith could play an edge receiver if they wanted to spread it out with those guys and be absolutely fucking massive. But I'm just saying, you could do it and be able to pound the rock and still be able to throw the ball. But what I was saying with that formation with Jonnu, Pat, DK, Roman, or Cal and the running backs. Why I think that that's so important is because I don't think that you give offense or defenses chances to substitute. You can continue with that and change pace. You could go fast, you could go slow, you could wear them down, you can grind opposing defenses and never give them the chance to substitute, not give them the opportunity to constantly try to match up against you because it would create a lot of mismatches, in my opinion. So that's why I think that. Colin who? Coward? Because he's a coward. All right, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. My voice is hurting. I ain't done this in a while, so I appreciate you, man. You guys are absolutely freaking amazing. We'll take a couple more comments here. Armand says, "I think Pittsburgh's in good shape, except my concern: two legit players, swing guard and swing tackle." Yeah, I agree, man. I agree, Armand. AWOL Bang Bang says, "Bro, my girl is sitting here playing on her phone and listening to you. It would mess her head up if you gave her a shout out. Her name is. Hold on, let me see what her name is. Hey, Kimmy. Kimmy for Fernetti? Fernetti? Hey, Kimmy, what's up? Thanks, Kimmy. Make sure you subscribe too, Kimberly. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you, Miss B. Appreciate it. You put me on the spot, AWOL. I should have come up and not read the comment. I shouldn't have put it up there. I should have come up with something better. I should have been better on the spot. Should have been, could have been, but didn't. All right, my people. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. You guys are absolutely. Oh, my Lord, JD. Thank you, man. Thank you. JD, thank you, man. Man, I am humbled, JD. Thank you so very much. I truly appreciate that, bro. More than you ever know. Thank you, man. For a long show. Thank you, man. I appreciate that so very much. You get a second round of applause for that, man. Two big super chats from JD today. Thank you so much. Plus gifted memberships. Z, thank you, man, for that big $49 super chat, man. That was absolutely awesome, too. We appreciate you guys so very much, man. Those big ones are, they humble me so much, man. It's absolutely crazy. Uh, I, I feel bad sometimes, like even getting them, I'm like, I don't deserve these. But you guys are very, very awesome, man. And I truly, truly appreciate them more than you ever know. But when you don't give up, you can't fail. So we're going to keep grinding here at the channel. Sorry, I'm in coach mode here now. So I've been uh, doing all my little sayings in my head, my little motivational sayings. Thank you, TD. Sorry again, guys, about the background. I don't know why I logged into the wrong account. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But I had to figure it out. So I have all my functions back because I definitely ain't using the free one. But yeah, man, we appreciate it. And we're going to get up out of here. I got to talk to Josh, too, J-Hook. I ain't talked to him in a while either. We just been on break, basically, here at Mike Drop Sports, like vacation. But hey, guys, we'll be back back again, man. And maybe tomorrow we'll do something. Who knows, man? It's the weekend and I have football on next week, so you never know. So I'll see you, my friends. Peace.
Power takes an approach as a coach.
Let's go. Let's go. It's a field back block, and that's
The guy that rolls his body around.
Mike Drop Sports. Steel City Live.